That's why. Oh, I just don't get this. At the conclusion of loading all these 15 different channels, I hit a button that says go live. It doesn't go live. Now we're finally on Instagram. Now we're finally live on video. Hey, everybody. None of you heard the 2 minutes of Never Back Down, our theme song. Oh, here we go. It's a Monday. It is a Monday. And today it's haters and TDS. That's the theme of 2 hours today. Join us, stay with us, come back, check back in, whatever you got to do. 99.1 WDJY, Atlanta, 1490 WWPR, Bradenton, Tampa Bay, America1Radio.com, also in Atlanta. We're not on it today, but I give them a shout out anyway because I never know which episode we send to them or they record for the Tuesday broadcast. So we figured out the UG in London. We are only live with them. We are only live with them on Friday. And I don't even know for how long it is. I don't remember. We were at work this past Friday. I don't remember for if it was the whole 2 hours or what. But we only got an hour tomorrow. That's a recorded version of, I guess, whatever they missed on Friday. I guess if they're only on for the first hour, I'll send them the second hour with a lead in saying, hey, this is, you guys heard the first hour on Friday. Here's the second hour that you missed. By the way, you're missing 4 other days of the week. Check us out at jurgsradio.com, whatever, something like that. But then also Rainbow Radio. We're still developing that. We do broadcast to it when we're live. Sportcat does as well. He's got 5 evening shows. I'm like, dude, you're hogging all the good hours. But he's got good content. So have at it. Jurgs Radio, of course, centered right here in Tampa, but all those internet stations are global. For today, Pierre's Pot. Shout out to Pierre Robert, somebody I've always looked up to in the Philadelphia market for more than 40 years. What was that beep? I just heard a beep, and it sounds like an important one. Okay, guess not. More than 40 years, Pierre Robert in the Philadelphia market. He does a thing where he toasts a good citizen, that would be a listener, and he calls it a toast of the morning sauce. Well, that's coffee. So we do kind of sort of the same thing, but we honor him in the process, and that is Pierre's Pot. And of course, the graphic layover for that you'll get a kick out of if you kind of understand who he is and what he stands for as an amazing human being. Today's recipient of Pierre's Pot is Phil Repko, a English teacher of mine from back in high school, but I've actually known him really most of my life. We just kind of sort of didn't really know that we, quote unquote, knew each other. He played basketball in the YMCA Summer Basketball League, and I was a scorekeeper. My brother, my cousin, and I, a bunch of us, we were like the off-ice officials for the Flyers. Then Trump derangement syndrome. TDS is the made-up disease made up by Trumpers. For those of us with this thing that's kind of rare, it's another disease that's kind of rare. It's called common sense. Not a lot of people get it. But when you do, it's this certain level of enlightenment that many others don't have. They're called Trumpers. And so I've kind of figured out that, in fact, even when I first heard about TDS, I thought it was their disease. Like they're admitting they're screwed up. But no, it's us. It's always us. It's always the people that are in touch with this other thing called reality. So we'll be talking about that over the next hour. Hang out for hour number 2. That's when Jane Stahl joins us for Both Sides Now. We're going to be talking about all the same stuff because she's had her share of Facebook fights. She's had her share of Facebook fights, or I guess issues. I don't know. She'll tell us. But over the weekend, she's had some. She's had some encounters. I think was her words. Let me check my phone. That's what it was. I think. But where's she at, Jane? Where you at? Oh, let's over on this one. There we go. Chatting with you at noon, unless you have other plans or needs. Nope, of course, that's our time. Politics, upcoming debate strategy, community events. And then she said that those are her suggestions. And then she says, I'm having some real trouble accepting that 46% support this lunatic. Yeah, me too. And I've been saying it. That's a great point. I've been saying it's not that high. We'll explain how it looks that high or why it looks that high. I've had my own Facebook encounters this week with local folks. I need a new strategy for maintaining my sanity. Yeah, I call it. There's 2 medications that I take daily. Well, the one's not daily. The one's on an as needed basis. But the first one that's daily is right here, and we'll get into it. Pierre's Pot. That's coffee. The second one on an as needed basis. I think you might send also some red flags to my mom, but I think everything I do is a red flag to my poor mom. But that's of course rum. Rum just is. God bless the guy that figured out distilling sugar. It's probably a baker. He's probably trying to make some sort of sugar for apy cake, shoe fly pie, and it just he had to go to the bathroom, came back, and there it was, a pot full of hot rum, nice warm rum. Yeah, and I'm fine. A couple glasses of that. Yesterday, I found another medication. I was reminded of another medication. Woo, vodka and my Bloody Marys are a delicious combination. Yeah, it's just I was sitting in this chair, and I guess we could call it I passed out, but I'm working a lot. I am tired, to be fair, and I passed out in this chair for over an hour. It's just comfortable to sit at if you're working and you're changing and coming over here and then you're coming over there and working on this side of the desk and then back to that side. But to be chilled out in this chair for an hour is probably not that comfortable. Like, I usually take an afternoon nap with the dogs on the sofa right after lunch because I suck down 2, sometimes 3 turkey sandwiches. And that L-tryptophan, the amino acid that's in turkey, so why you take a nap after Thanksgiving dinner every year, it knocks you out. And my dogs are just overloaded in cuteness. I'm going to move the camera a second. You guys got to look at this. That puppy cannot go anywhere without her big brother. And for those of you on social audio and radio, one of the 3 dog beds strategically, well, four, including my bed, which is more their bed, that's strategically located throughout the house, is right aside of my desk here in the studio in what we call the doghouse. And she curls up to him. Oh, wow. My son says they're not brother sister, they're lovers. But I really actually think she looks at him as like a dad. She's constantly playing with him, but always very much yielding to him and very respectful toward him. And when she was younger, I'm guessing she's at about now 12 weeks. We got her at like 6 or 7 weeks, kind of sort of a rescue in that we got her from a neighbor across the street. He got her and three others from somebody else who just dumped them on him. So, um, she would, she would, I'd hold her in my arms at my chest and she was like trying to start breastfeeding. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to work, kiddo. And of course, it tickled like all hell, so I had to pull her away anyway. Yeah, I was not letting that continue. Not after some of the polygraphs I heard about in the Secret Service. No. But she would do it on Matrix, who was like, what the hell? And he wasn't having it either. And it just makes me think that she was pulled away from her mom at way too young of an age. And so, yeah, we're glad to have her here.
Wake up, goddammit!
Yeah, time to go. Petey Green on the scene. So, yeah, we Pierre's Pot is a. Oh no, wait. First up's morning motivation. My fault. Let's bring out Denzel Washington, and this is perfect for the TDS that we're talking about today. Some people will never like you because your irritates their demons. Oh my God, Danny. Yeah. We got in our TDS segment, we got Brandon Messina. Good looking guy. That's why I friended him. I should have done a little bit more homework first. Lesson learned. If I would have seen a little bit more of his profile, a little bit more of his profile. Yeah, that a lot. I would have seen that he's married to a woman, beautiful woman. The bisexuality in me, yeah, I take them both on. But this guy is like uber Trump, and I just don't get it. Like, where's it coming from? What makes you think that anything you say is even remotely intelligent? And what I mean by that is I've said it. I've been saying it. I've said it for God knows how long. Do your homework. You don't have to be this is just so old. But you no longer have to be able to spell Google to be able to use it. I've been saying that. I'm tired of saying that. And these people just refuse to simply look up something. Google it. And you'll see what an asshat your candidate is. You were bitching about Joe Biden being too old. You were bitching about Joe Biden being mentally incompetent and deranged. Have you heard Trump with regards to the wall? He wanted to shoot people who were coming over it. That was an actual order given to his senior people to pass down the lane. And they said, no, sir, we can't do that. That's illegal. Well, then shoot him in the leg, slow him down. Now, imagine if they came over on a boat into New York Harbor, and right there, under the watch of the Statue of Liberty, we made them walk the plank. Swim. You swim, you get to stay. And I just don't put up with it. And so when I see stupid stuff, we're on terrestrial radio, I'll behave. I'll try to anyway. When I see stupid stuff, I address it. I point it out. I'm like, this Brandon Messina called me the pedophile because I supported Joe Biden, who kisses babies, because no politician has ever done that. I'll tell you what he didn't do. He didn't say that he wants to date his daughter. I know he supposedly showered with her. Look, I showered with my mom and dad till I think last week, when I finally was old enough to bathe myself. And believe me, I ain't doing good at that. So Biden's the pedophile. Meanwhile, I don't see any pictures of him and Epstein like I sent to this Brandon guy. And we came across each other, and I wish we actually would have come across each other, but it was in that stage when I was finding people on Facebook and, oh, this guy's hot, I'll friend him. Well, then I kind of got away from that, and I at least limited it to somebody who was close. And I guess I did it when I was either moved or in the process of moving to the Tampa area. And he's in Miami. And it was the whole knee-jerk reaction. He's hot. I'll friend him. Maybe I'll get to Miami. We'll see what happens. Had I looked into it, I would have first found that he's married to an absolutely bombshell, beautiful woman. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe if they're both that hot, they're both in Miami, they're kind of trendy. Because that's, one of the other things. Miami, he's close. Then also, Miami, all right, he's married, but he's probably bisexual. Or at least party trisexual. When you see, like, he's one of those that does the low heel, low cut shoes with no socks in a suit. Don Johnson is an old man now. That whole Miami Vice look, that's very 80s. We're in shorts now. Even the clubs were in shorts. I guess not there because, and I guess the photos I see must be his house. Yeah, and if it's his house, he's got a beautiful place, which stands to reason he's in construction and property management. Good. The doctor's kids are always sick. My dad's house, God love him, was never really finished because he's always busy working on somebody else's. Now in the early 70s, mom and dad live in a nice, I don't think any house is ever going to be finished, but it's way livable. We can all come home and live in, the house and stay over at the house without getting a hotel. There's still plenty of space. So, yeah, this guy's got a great house As best as I can tell, it's his house. Um, Beautiful wife. He's a good-looking guy. And he's a diehard Trump supporter. But what's so funny, the stupid stuff that he says or posts, like calling me a pedophile because I supported Biden. In all actuality, still do. The guy is, according to political scientists, experts, number 14 out of what will soon be 47 presidents. Do you know how many really good presidents we've had? Probably more than 14. So that's saying something. And meanwhile, once Kamala wins, Trump will also be the 47th president. He just won't be in office. It'll be his rank. And that's also coming from experts. Actually, it would be 45, his actual number, ironically, because most of them will consider Andrew Johnson, Lincoln's successor, who apparently botched Reconstruction, like Trump botched the COVID. Like Johnson botched Reconstruction, and Lincoln's predecessor, an openly gay president, James Buchanan, who is just pathetic. We took his gay card long ago. There's no fabulous there except for the poofy hair. And everybody had poofy hair back then. The whole pomp thing. He is listed as such because it's often many of the opinion that he kicked the can down the road of separation, the Confederacy forming, and dropped it in Lincoln's lap. And I've studied that too. That there could have been the things he could have done to at least minimize it. Like some of the deals, what would be a slave state, what would be a border state, and so on, could have been set up sooner. And so perhaps talks could have begun before shots rang out. And that's it in a nutshell. So, 45 out of 47 for Trumpy dump, and 14 out of 47 for Biden. And I can't help but think that's probably going to become lower, or he's going to go higher up the chain for dropping out. He is like every other first-term president. He wants a second term. And I said over a year ago, a second term isn't going to be his downfall. His bigger test is a second campaign. And we see the end result of that he's not going to complete it. Sorry, the big dog got up and I guess went into the living room, or perhaps back to the bedroom. And now this baby of a puppy is just sprawled out on this other dog bed, dead to the world. And they get it honestly, because I don't think Trump sees. I don't think Trump sees his own faults, or at least fails to admit them. But I think that's why, and it's so repetitive, It's so the same thing over and over. It's so, oh, I'm going to lose. So it must have been rigged against me because I don't lose. I'm Donald Trump. Yet, this is what we saw in 16. This is another privileged position that I share because I think it needs to be shared. I wasn't there, to be clear. But my colleagues said who were with him on election night back in 2016 when he took the lead over Hillary as results were coming in on election night. His wife, his purchased wife, got pissed. She did not want to be First Lady. She wanted to raise Barron, probably get the hell out of Dodge. So he says, don't worry, we'll never beat Hillary. Is that what you want in your first family?
First of all, what?
Yeah, what?
What?
And yeah, he said, don't worry, we'll never beat Hillary. Now you know why for 4 years the East Hall Christmas decorations or the East Wing Christmas decorations sucked, and why there was no presence at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I loved that joke by Obama at his last one. Welcome to what is my last and perhaps the last White House Correspondents' Dinner. And everybody knew what he meant, and because he also cracked a joke about, next year at this time somebody else will be standing in the spot, and it's anyone's guess who she will be, meaning Hillary. Oh, we just so got screwed out of those 4 years. Would it could have been 8. I mean, she would be coming out of office. She would be the one that would be the lame duck right now. I just don't think that Virginia governor was the best choice. I think that's just proof that the party has as much of that selection as the candidate does. So here we are with reality irritating the demons of people like Brandon Messina, Jane's fellow Boyertonians, and just it's crazy the amount of confirmed. Forget about Rachel Maddow. Forget about even someone as realistic as Anderson Cooper. There are so many other credible, accurate, reliable sources to find out that your candidate for family values has been married 3 times, cheated on all 3 wives, obviously divorced the first 2, bought the third. Yeah, I'll say that again. Bought the third. It was from a dating service in Europe where she was listed and suddenly no longer an option. Cheated on that same so-called wife with a porn star while she had just given birth to who is now a very tall, and from what I understand, pretty intelligent, Baron Trump, paid off that porn star to keep her mouth shut. That didn't work. And here we are. There's family values. But don't worry, the economy was better under him. Economy being better under a guy who claimed bankruptcy 6 or 7 times, always to have daddy bail him out. What do you think when his friendly businesses, his favorite businesses or industries, go bankrupt? You think he ain't going to be daddy to the banking and real estate industries? I'm not saying the people who are hurt by tornadoes or hurricanes or floods. I'm saying the developers, the big money people like he thinks he is, that need his governmental financial help. And then just values in general. The guy cheated at golf while playing Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods. Do you seriously think you're going to pull it over on him? And yeah, I got neighbors. We were talking yesterday, and kudos to the guy who used to live here, my buddy Tim, who used to live 2 houses down on the other side of Don and Nan. We got to kind of sort of talking politics almost. And I think it was a Kamala Harris commercial. And I just got this smile on my face because everybody else was getting uncomfortable. And I didn't get a chance to because, like I said, my friend Tim shut down the argument. But I was going to say, what is it you don't like about her? She actually fought for the people of California against Big Pharma. All of you are on some concoction of drugs or another. She actually fought against insurance companies. All of you are on some form of Medicaid, Medicare, workman's comp, whatever. And she fought against the serious illegal drugs, skipping over pot. All of you are potheads. Now, Donnie Boy claims to not drink. We got no proof of that, is all I'm going to say there. Don Jr. looks like a walking science project. His beady eyes are about to pop. And there's sip. I got to save some for our Pierce pot. We'll wrap up Denzel here. But yeah, I see that, throughout my own neighborhood here. There's just some people not going to like me because the positive spirit, maybe a certain amount of knowledge or education, just irritates their demons in the form of either jealousy or regret. Maybe they could have done better at school if they went to school. And I just don't let it bother me. And if you see the look on his face in this photo with the quote, yeah, you would, you'd get it. It would be. There's a URL beneath his name that I wonder if it's tied directly to him or perhaps just where. Call me. Let me know what you think. Do you have demons? Do your spirit annoy people with demons? 1-888 88 Yergs, 1-888-88 YERGZ, 99.1 WDJY, and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. We'll be back after this. Smell nasty. Do you want to freshen it up a little bit? Go to aromabypeter.com. Check out all of Peter's candles. It's what we burn here in Studio Yergs. I'm burning right now leather scented candle. That's right, leather scented. So go to aromabypeter.com/Yergs and check out his candles today.
I'm Jane Stahl, retired English teacher, and with my BFF, Susan Bebeck, we manage Studio B Fine Art Gallery in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. We showcase the art of hundreds of local artists, publish books of the poetry, prose, and art of local writers, offer classes, art parties, workshops, discussion groups, cater dinners. We've even hosted a wedding. And we're here to be the go-to place for friendship, learning, and fun in our community. Virtual tours of our exhibits are available right here on Yergs Radio. Let us introduce you to some amazing art and artists.
Check out Jane Stahl and everyone at Studio B in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Please visit our YouTube channel, Talk TV 24. How's your website doing? I'll tell you how mine's doing. It's awesome. Yergs.com is got to be the best website for anybody in podcasting or any sort of broadcast solo journalist like me. How did I get that? Limit Break Digital. Limit Break Digital did my website with Yergs.com. They did YergerGroup.com. They take care of my marketing, my branding, and help me get the message out to you. Go to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs for 10% off your next project. That's a $3,000 site, Yergs.com. And you can get 10% off that by just going to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs today. Talk to Jay. That's my guy. We all got a guy, and Jay's mine. limitbreakdigital.com. Hey, gang. All right. Ow. I cut the last commercial out. It was the one about me asking you, if you're a Trump supporter, to contact me. Sorry. I still get this like cough, and I can't help but wonder if it's actually something more to do with maybe something with my vocal cords, having started this up over the past year and talking every day. Oh, there goes the puppy. She's gonna go find her brother. So I cut that last commercial out because so many people that respond to it do so from like an email address that doesn't have their name on it. And they never reply when I say, hey, I need to say you're Bob from wherever. No, nothing to do with it. Nobody wants anything to do with this guy. And so I've been trying to find out what the appeal is. That's why I put that commercial together. And I get nothing. But for today, Pierre's Pot, we're going to talk about, let's see, it's time for that, right? Yeah. Yeah, good. We're going to talk about, I guess, kind of sort of an old friend. I knew this guy when he and his brothers played in the Boyertown YMCA basketball league in the summer. It wasn't at the YMCA, it was at the community park. It was outdoors. And yeah, I just knew them from being a scorekeeper, so I see everybody's names all the time or whatever. And that was, really nothing. But of course, without the past 9, 10 years, we've got this thing going on in our country called the MAGA movement. And he's been one to not just present another side, but actually stand up. And I just saw him shut down some MAGA supporter that, judging by his verbiage, is related. And Phil said, no, I'm not going to do blah, 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 what you suggest. I'll do as I please. Actually, his words. And it's a great indication of what so many others are actually doing to a bully. And that's starting to become not just Trump, but any of his supporters. Like next up, when we talk about the Trump TDS and the people, the Trumpers that have the TDS. Yeah, like we said with Denzel a minute ago, I'm dumbfounded with the just outright stupidity. David Beckmeyer said that it used to be differences in political opinion. And then it went to, I'm right, you're wrong, followed by, I'm brilliant and you're an idiot. I think there's a certain, when I suggest that people could do their own homework, research, fact check themselves. When I say that you can learn from those efforts and go, okay, you know what? Maybe Trump's not the guy. Look, Biden wasn't mine either, but that's the one that made it to the top. So maybe that is kind of, if Kamala is not your best choice, look at both of them and tell me why you would not want to vote again for somebody else in 2018 or in 2028. You won't get that with Trump. I knew that back in 2017 from my own personal experience. And I was there when I was told this. You weren't. Yet I'll tell that to Trumpers and they say, oh, they're not serious. They're not. Who jokes about that and gets put in the White House? And why would you support somebody who jokes about that, about the presidency, about our democracy? That's not okay. So Phil gets in. I think it was another friend of ours, because I know he's been in that chain too. Maybe not, and that's why I'm not mentioning other names. But he's quick to point out, you're wrong about this. Here's how, and God love him. He shows you citations. Here's this agency. Here's this think tank. Here's this whatever and whatever else. Trumpers don't do that. They just think that the guy who actually doesn't believe in religion is the gospel. Yeah, did you hear that? Trump is not a religious person. Oh, I know. He says the Bible is very personal, and I'm not going to quote anything because I love the whole Bible, the Old Testament, New Testament. No, he doesn't. No. And Phil, not afraid to point that out. He is, I met him more closely, more personally when he was one of my English teachers in high school. To the best of my knowledge, he is still teaching Because I think one of his posts recently was that he was proud to still be having at it for another 9 months or so. And I'm presuming, I think he's still teaching. He's not retired when he probably could be. But yeah, just the way he shot down. Oh, he's also some really cool poetry. I read some of it through Jane Stahl. I've heard his episode on the Be Inspired podcast, and he was a guest on Both Sides Now with Jane and me. And there was just this response to, I want to say it was perhaps an aunt who was a Trump supporter and was telling him he should not be doing this, that, or the other thing, whatever it was. You're getting the point. You're getting what you need to get. And he said, "No, I will do as I please. I don't agree with you." He, as best as I can remember, without pulling it up, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want to share screens on something like that. But at least he said, I don't agree with you. He didn't say you're wrong so much as it was, I don't agree with you. And I still love you. When have you heard that in political discourse during the Trump era? Not recently. I've got two brothers that I rarely talk to. I've got a nephew that was supposed to help me with an online account with my parents. That was Saturday. Still haven't heard back from him. All of whom are Trump supporters. But not only Trump supporters, but anti-Biden and Harris. And they can't say why. I know my one brother is because he's there. We are all 2A people. We all support the Second Amendment. The difference between me and my brothers is that I support the other 9 for the Bill of Rights. And they think Kamala's going to take their guns. Yeah, she's talking about it. She's talking a good game. It's not going to happen because she doesn't have the math to happen. If they would watch my show or listen to it or read about it, they'd know that. Because right now, our country is split relatively 50-50. So half of that are going to be Republicans who are not going to agree to a weapons ban. They don't. They'll send you thoughts and prayers. The other half of Democrats, ready for this? I got to get the right numbers now. Yeah. 20%? Was it? It's from one of my episodes. I'll go back and find the episode if I have to. Come back tomorrow. But 20%, yeah, because it's 37% of Republicans that are pro-choice. So more than 1 in 3 Republicans, 1 in 5 Democrats, 20% of Democrats carry a gun. Not our pro-Second Amendment and everybody should have their choice like we say about abortion. 20% of Democrats carry a gun. That's 1 in 5. So if that's 1 in 5, and then we have 5 out of 5 on the other side, 60% of your base of the voters are at least pro-Second Amendment. And for those Democrats that carry a gun, clearly they're pro-Second Amendment. What about the Democrats that don't carry a gun but have them at home? Or just see the dangerous slope. If we start restricting guns, they can start restricting abortions. And there'll be that tennis match back and forth. Oh, we got another one. And it continues. There's your problem. Oh, there you go. That's good. Oh, he just messaged back. But anyway, let's finish up with Phil telling his aunt that he still loves her. I think it was an aunt. They're telling the family member, telling the person with whom he was engaging on Facebook that he still loves her. I got to. Yeah, that he still loves her. And that's why he is the recipient of today's Pierre's Pot. To you, Phil, Repco, toast of the morning sauce in your direction. And it's on to we'll probably tell the rest of this with Jane, because I got to take another break and make sure she has the right link to join us. But yeah, how cool is that? He says he has more important things to do than to waste my time on someone like me. I'll stick to Bongino. There's your problem. I'll keep you updated after this. 99.1 WDJY and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. It's up the middle, about to become both sides now. We'll be back after this.
From iHeart Podcasts.
What in the hell is going on in here?
Everyone has their limits.
I'd never confronted a situation like this.
The numbers were being inflated and lied about and conflated.
I just thought it was just a really terrible, immoral thing for him to do.
A line they won't cross.
I was stunned, and I just said to him, no.
We're killing people. What exactly are we doing here?
I remember him saying, in this 007 evil villain kind of way, this is the beginning of a process.
You may never have to face that decision. When you find yourself at that line,
Thoughts racing, hearts racing, emotions are all over the place.
They could be harassed, they could be imprisoned, they could be killed.
Somebody needs to just, for once, give everybody the whole truth.
I'm like, this is evil.
and the only person who can sound the alarm is you.
She folded it up, put it in her pantyhose, and walked out of the building.
Yeah, I really am the world's dumbest criminal.
These are the whistleblowers.
I wasn't just going to sit silently by.
I was told you take your questioning black self and get it on up out of my facility because you're trouble.
The message is, if you are disloyal, if you speak out, you will pay.
This is what it's like when the president decides he wants to destroy you.
Bad things are going to happen to him. You're an anti-American. You are a disgrace to our country. He should be prosecuted.
When power corrupts, conscience is the last line of defense.
Is it ever too late to do the right thing?
We talk about institutions, but they're really about individual people.
The responsibility drops in everybody's lap.
I'm Miles Taylor. The Whistleblowers premieres Thursday, July 13th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Check out Miles Taylor and the Whistleblowers. I've referenced that plenty of times throughout Up the Middle, Both Sides Now, and Yerg's Tonight. He does an excellent job telling the stories of various people who blew the whistle on the Trump administration and their reasons why, personal and professional, as well as the consequences that these people paid to get the truth to the public. Check out the Whistleblowers on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. The July date that he mentioned is from 2023, and season 1 is complete. It's excellent, and it's still very relevant, probably now more than ever. So I certainly recommend that you give it a look. See you again. That's why I'm not hearing myself. There we go. So ever since Restream changed their user experience, it's been a hassle. There she is. It's been a hassle for me to have co-hosts, guests, especially for the co-hosts. Every week, Matt and Blake have to get a new link from me because it's no longer a static link for regular guests, and Jane's the same way. So here she is. Let's bring her out. We were just talking about a colleague of hers, and now here is my work wife. Hello.
Work wife one, right? Why don't I hear
Only work
myself?
wife now. Mars has said I've been demoted to work bestie.
Where I don't hear myself on my microphone. Why is that?
I hear you fine. I can hear you fine. Can you hear me? Oh, I don't hear you at all. Audio.
Sorry. You
Oh,
can
there you go.
probably hear me now, but I can't hear myself on my headphones. I
Can you
don't
hear
know
me?
why. I can hear you fine. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
I can hear you. So if you're okay with that, then
Yeah,
we'll
well, yeah, we'll deal with this, I guess, the best way we can.
okay. What do you need the headphones on to hear me though?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yep. Just can't hear myself.
So Phil Repko was the I do something called Pierre's Pot every day.
Okay.
Pierre is I'll put the logo up. You'll get a kick out of the logo. Pierre's Pot. There's a pot of coffee, and also there's a rather colorful leaf in the background.
I see that. Oh, I
Well,
think I get it now. Okay.
yeah, there's two pots there, and
Two pots.
Pierre is
Yeah, who's
Pierre
Pierre?
Robert. I don't know if you listen to any of the Philly rock stations,
I do
but
not.
Pierre Robert has been there at 93.3 WMMR since 1981.
Ooh.
And, two of my Secret Service careers.
Whoa.
And, yeah, like 40, whatever we're up to now, 43 years. And he does this bit or segment or whatever you want to call it, where and I don't know if it's a daily thing. It is for me, but he will talk about Jane Stahl and what a great listener she is, and so he'll do what he calls a toast of the morning sauce in your direction, Jane. Like he's toasting you with coffee,
Okay.
and so that's what I do. But now I name it Pierre's Pot. And Phil was in some sort of, as you and I both have been, and we've seen him in plenty of times, some sort of Facebook exchange recently.
Oh my gosh, yes. He's been really pretty active. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love
And
everything he posts. It's wonderful.
And here's the thing, you can fact check it. It's accurate already. So for me, he's a source because he's already established in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some sort of political difference that he had with somebody because Boyertown is
Oh,
fancies themselves as conservative.
a little bit.
And she said he shouldn't be this lady. It sounds like an aunt
Ooh.
said that he shouldn't be doing something or another. I don't remember exactly what, but he flat out said, "No, I'll do as I please, but I still love you." And I thought that was something you and I both know that was something we don't get a lot in the political discourse of uh, discussion. Oh, we got somebody joining.
Yeah, former con member who worked for the United States of America back when they gave checks from the Department of Agriculture. And he
Well,
said,
that's where my paycheck came from.
he suggested that fact checking isn't a good solution.
Well, I think because what's he saying? Stating your witness as you saw it in perhaps an affidavit. Well,
I,
I think fact checking is not a good solution for some people because their source of facts
mm-hmm,
is Fox News
mm-hmm.
or CNN.
And Paul, my husband, watches both sides. He's a both sides now guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was saying that listening to Judge Jeannie on the what is it, the 5 or something like that.
Oh,
She was saying that Fox News is just they report nothing but the facts. And he says, have they forgotten they've been sued
yeah.
for
Yeah.
$787 million
And keep
for
in mind
lying?
that was the settlement.
Yes.
That was the settlement.
And
And let's not forget, there's another one waiting right behind it.
from the
other voting machine company.
Voting machine companies. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But Paul was just really disappointed when this settlement came down that they were not required to report that they'd been lying. So that's a real, and so Judge what's her name is running with it, just lying out her, lion eyes.
What is it, Jessica something? Is the liberal?
I don't know. I don't.
Progressive.
I sometimes have to leave the room. I
Oh
cannot.
yeah.
God love him, and I really appreciate what he does. The fact that he has to listen to both sides, but can't do it.
Key.
Cannot do it. Can't do it. Anyway, so he had that exchange. I had a couple over the past couple of weeks with some of the folks who I guess are my friends on Facebook because I know these people. I respect what they do.
Send them my way. Tell them they gotta listen to me.
I should. Yeah. Anyway, so every single time I post something positive about, Democrats or Kamala or Tim Walz or whatever, they have to come back to tell me how horrible the Democrats are, what socialists and, how they're destroying the country. I mean, all the kinds of things so I got into some exchanges this weekend. And then finally, one guy, just went on a mini rant of insults. There was nothing there but just insults. And finally, Semper Fi, with the fellow that I was chatting with. And he said, and I couldn't believe it, like one of the exchanges I mentioned was that Trump has promised to be a dictator. All right. He says on day one only, but you got to be naive to think he's going to not
I've
continue
got like,
on day
how
2.
long is this? Let me look at something here quick. I've got one of the videos that I kind of sometimes play as a commercial if I need like some time. Where is it? Yeah, I'm just gonna start this so I can see how long it is, and I'll tell you about it.
We've had our fun dancing around.
3 minutes. That's a 3-minute clip of a 10-minute or so diatribe that Jon Stewart did on the Daily Show.
Mm-hmm.
It was right after it was soon after the really fiery and very positive State of the Union address that President Biden gave last January.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a great State of the Union. Yeah, in my
And
opinion.
yeah, no, I agree. And he has the clip of Trump saying, "I only want to be a dictator for one day."
Yeah.
And the camera pauses, the video pauses, and it comes back to John, and he says, "Just so you know, that is how it starts." I'm not saying we do the straight arm salute right away.
Yeah.
Let some people do it, and we'll see if it catches on.
Right. Right,
And
right, right,
yeah,
right, right.
but one of
Right.
the things he says that I like, and what I thought of when the guy you're talking about gave the whole Semper Fi thing.
Mm.
He says he concludes the bit with, "If you want to love Trump, love him.
Right.
You be you. You want to make him your leader, Uber Alice, or whatever he called it. Fine. Go to the rallies. Wear the hats. But do me a favor. Stop framing it as patriotism."
Mm.
And he ends it with, "If you want to wear all the clothing, for accuracy's sake," and this picture behind him pops up of the American Revolution and a bunch of redcoats.
Mm-hmm. Wear the right coat.
Wear the right effing colored coats.
Right. 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 Right.
Because
Right.
that's monarchy crap.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so with my exchange,
Yeah.
it got really, this one guy came in, like I said, with just insults and demanding. And he said to me, find the clip. I need you to find the written testimony. I need you to find the actual words that he said where he wants to be dictator for one day. And I remembered Hannity.
I got it right here.
I know. I mean, so I'm thinking this guy has no, excuse my language, no fucking idea what he's talking about. I mean, I don't know why, but I mean, he's somebody I've employed in the past, somebody, like I say, whose work I respect, but boy, I
mean
tell
at the
you what.
studio?
No, personally.
At home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at home. But anyway, I ended up, because I don't have a steel spine. My married name is Stahl, not my real name, right? But I just ended up hiding all those comments. I don't want any of those on my personal Facebook page. So I don't know who will see it. I don't know where it will go, but I don't want to see it, and I don't want my friends to see it. So I hid all the comments from there. But it's just so demoralizing to me. It's really getting to me. It's really getting to me that, as I said to you in my text message, that 40-some% of the people in this country support this lunatic. I mean, there's nothing more to be said. He's absolutely nuts and evil and bad and all those things. And and I see it this, as I said to Paul, this past weekend, you've been saying this forever. I mean, we've been saying this forever. He's not the problem. The problem is the people who support him. I mean, they're going to use him The people in power, the people with money, the people who want what they want because they want it, and can have it because they have the power, are just going to use him. He's going to be a nothing person, just the
Yeah.
face of the movement, but people are going to use him. Those are the folks that frighten me. And I will never, ever get it. I will never get it. I
Oh,
will never get it. So I
I'm
need to
running a
find.
commercial. I stopped running a commercial asking for Trumpers to come forward and let me talk to them offline, like not on the air, just, privately. What's the appeal?
Mhm.
What do you still see in this guy after everything that's out now? Forget about weaponizing the Justice Department. Your guy's a knucklehead. I don't understand how he can be the CEO of his own company, let alone president of the United States.
Mhm.
But there you go, getting Russia's help, and in 2016 you win.
Yep.
So I get a handful of responses, and I've been putting that one out. I probably had this running for about 6 months.
Yeah.
I've got a handful of responses. None of them, the last couple seconds of the ad, I say participants must be willing to use their first name, like Jane from Boyertown.
Yeah.
So I can put an identity to the follower.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're so behind this guy, you should have no problem saying Jane Stahl from Boyertown.
Mhm.
Nobody will even, it's always English prof at Comcast,
Mm.
to try to make something up for you, which is a no, not your email.
Yeah.
But it's always something like that. And when I tell them I need something that's going to identify you briefly, not or partially, not something that is going to give your home address or part of an email. Nobody does it. And the other thing I seen from 2020, when I first started coming to the Tampa area, till now, what is that? Is our guy saying more goofy stuff?
But what?
Our former con member.
Yeah. I'm not sure what message
What?
he wants.
Yeah, I don't know whose side he's on here. Trump is a meme. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, it's a bad one. And he says, "What is the appeal of your case?" Like, I don't want Trump in. How hard is that?
Then
You don't agree.
my
Well, I don't know
position
what you
is
stand for, other than you think Trump is a meme, which kind of makes me think you don't want him in office either. So I think we kind of do agree.
that 1776 is a lie. What does that mean?
I don't know if he's
The
talking
United
about
the
the
United
group.
States of America is a myth of the parliament? What?
Well, you don't see us drinking tea or sniffing the Queen's ass, do you? Yeah,
Indians
I don't
are
know.
Indians are not to be taxed or counted in the censuses.
Is that another one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see that one yet.
Speaking of Indians, though,
Yeah, you told me about the movie.
I rewatched Killers of the
Yeah.
Flower Moon last night. I mean, talk about power, talk about manipulation, talk about evil, talk about racism. I mean, holy cow. That's a really powerful movie. And it's obviously what's going on today.
Yeah.
The same sorts of things in different groups in different ways, but it's all about the inhumanity of man, and as an English major, I've read lots of novels about that, but for some reason, I guess because we are now really living in it, it
Yeah.
really is, it's Yeah. I mean, and I've been accused of being naive and way too
Oh yeah,
optimistic and
I'll
all
show
those
you.
kinds of
I'm
things. And
so
I admit, but I just think I believe in the law of attraction. You know, you you are what you perceive. You change your reality based on your perception. And so I'm really happy to be doing what I do, which is really highlighting and showcasing the best in humanity. But I tell you what, when I let my guard down, like watching the Killers of the Flower Moon, and I'm also watching a TV series, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but it all is also involves the Indian Native American culture, and it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and that's one of the things I love about and I don't even say out of respect for what it used to be when I've actually voted for Republicans. I don't even say when I have these conversations, I don't refer it to as the Republican Party or the Republicans or
No.
even the right. I just say MAGA
Yeah.
because that's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I got to finish it, but somebody was, bad mouthing, oh, Republicans, stand for this, that, and the other thing now. No, they don't. The rhinos, the Republicans in name only, are still the real Republicans.
Mhm. Yes, they are.
The MAGA people are that just batshit crazy.
Mhm. Do you
And
think do you think the Cheney's endorsements will make any Republicans more courageous?
uh, I was glad to see, but not surprised to see Liz. Because she was the co-chair of the January 6th committee. Not only was her job in jeopardy, which she lost,
Right.
but her life was in
Yep,
jeopardy.
for sure.
And so I think it's amazingly courageous that, oh, there he is. Oh, I hope he checks in. The guy that I got in my scuffle with has been replying to me in the screen that's on the in the chat that's on the screen right now,
Oh, okay.
um, while I was live today.
Oh, yeah, I listened to you live today, by the way.
But back to the Cheneys. I'm not surprised to see her give the endorsement in
Right,
a battleground state. By the way,
right.
um, but what I thought was solid, that whole family has come over some sociological hurdles. They're a very conservative family. Even their lesbian daughter, Liz's sister Mary, is a lesbian. Yet their dad was not supporting gay marriage,
Mhm.
but supporting his daughter.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that happens, but they apparently got through it as a family, and there they are. Now, for them to have this type of unity where dad comes out of retirement and gets to a microphone and says he too cannot support Trump and is openly supporting Kamala Harris. This is the thing that I don't get, and I don't think it's really as bad as what it's made out to be.
What
And that
is
is
not
46% that you mentioned in your text before earlier
Oh,
this
okay.
morning. I've been saying that the media and the think tanks and whoever does a poll is keeping it close intentionally for purposes of keeping themselves relevant. And here's how they do that.
Motivated, or having their followers motivated because they see.
It's like, look at the price of gas. Price of gas is coming down below $3 at a lot of spots here in Florida. And what's in 2 months? The election. Now, the president or the former president, when he was in office, has so very little to do with the price of gas, except when it's time to blame somebody. But there they are. Oh, here's the price. Under Trump. Well, here's another price under Trump, also over $3. Here's the photo when my dad took way back. He was actually taking a photo of my brother's dog that was in the front seat of his pickup truck, and behind it was the it's the gas station at 562 and 662.
Okay.
It was and this was like 2015. It was actually still the end of Obama, but it wasn't during Biden, and it was $3 or more.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, gas prices were down after the 2020 election because of the pandemic. People weren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so the supply was all over the place, and therefore prices come down. Once we have the vaccine and COVID is less of a threat and people are on the road again, the supply goes down and the prices go up. It's simple supply and demand. And I tried to explain that once during one of my forays into, debating with people on Facebook. But again, people they don't care. They're not interested in understanding. They're not interested, as you tell them to do, in doing the research and figuring it out and applying their logic and common sense and so forth. It's so discouraging. Oh, well.
Yeah. And I get into these every time thinking that I can help them.
I know.
I know what I'm talking about.
What is wrong with us?
And every time, I mean, this is like, I just saw somebody was referring to another Trump administration, like the Peanut Gang, when Charlie Brown goes to kick the football and Lucy pulls it away again.
Right. That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's us.
So this guy, Brandon, says that I'm a media pawn.
Oh.
And that I didn't even watch the whole clip of Vance. That's when he was saying that shootings are a way of life. He said it from behind ballistic glass. Can't think for yourself. Grow a brain, you clown. Blankety blank clown. You probably believe the good people on both sides lie and Russia collusion hoaxes. Like, I am vaccinated, and that's why I'm alive. That's why I've had COVID 4 times and barely sneeze.
No kidding.
The first times I had it, I did almost die. I was a mess.
Wow.
But having been vaccinated, having been updated.
Yep. That reminds me.
I have a sore throat right now. That's it.
Yeah. Did you test positive lately? You have.
Not lately. I don't know what this one is right now, honestly. But a year ago was the last time I tested positive. And we're addressing that too, Knucklehead. He just said that our friend requested him. So, yeah, I'll believe anything that I see. I don't remember the last time I saw CNN because I don't have cable. I haven't had cable TV since I moved here 3 years ago. Stay stupid. It fits your face. Your party mutilates children. Oh, this is the other one I love. Your party mutilates children and openly tries to normalize pedophilia. So I slide down to this photo of a convicted pedophiliac, and another convicted felon.
Mm-hmm. And what does your buddy say about that? Anything yet?
Just like your Epstein meme, you're a clown, media puppet. Stay stupid. And this was, this morning. It's working for you. So I said, less than a year, my radio show covers a third of Florida with terrestrial radio, with internet listeners all over the state, country, and globe. You should listen today. And that's when I decided, it was going to be about
Haters.
asshats like this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have more important things to do. This was at like 5 of 12.
Whoa.
I have more important things to do than to waste my time on someone like you. I'll stick to Bongino. And I go, there it is. There's your problem.
There we go. There you go.
Because has a real following. Yeah, they're called sheep.
Because you started motivated by Bongino to be something other.
And that's what I told him. I said, we're talking about you now, all of Atlanta, which is, of course, 99.1 WDJY, and Tampa. I'll send you a link, which I didn't get to yet, but I'm sure he's found it. And I said, Bongino, there's the problem. We laughed at him at the Secret Service. We laughed at him at Fox. And we laugh at him now. And we pity you, Brandon. This is perfect chat away. You think I care about your tiny sheeple following thinks that's cute or whatever he's trying to say? You don't matter. Sorry to bust your bubble. I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm signing a contract to add 4 more stations.
No kidding.
So apparently somebody thinks I matter because those 4 stations are in rural Tampa.
Whoa.
The area.
Wow. That says something.
The funny thing is you think I love Trump just because I post against liberal retardation. I vote for my shoe over any Democrat. Well, that's funny because I would strip naked and vote for any Democrat crawling over glass to vote against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
They're 99% trash, but gay people can't comprehend that. I voted for Bush twice because the opponents were just the greater of the two evils. And here it is. They actually have critical thinking abilities and aren't suffering from TDS. Well, here's the thing, Brandon. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent because unlike you, I can think for myself. I'm not a fake Bible thumper. And here's he goes, is just remember, you friend requested me. I don't request weird dudes that look like they live in their mom's basements. I've got a house that's just as nice as yours, dude. And I'm on the water. And the reason why I have time for podcast followings, my investments and my time investments allowed me to retire at 50.
Nice.
And now this is going to send this radio show that you think is in my mom's basement is going to send my income back up over 6 figures. And yeah, so I thought there was more. I guess that's it. Yeah, and I said that in the first hour when I said this was coming. I said, yeah, I friend requested him. He's a good-looking guy. Of course. This was back when I was just like friending. I don't know this guy. He's a Facebook friend, but we've never met. And I friend requested him because he's a good-looking guy. And gym rat like me. Then, and this is, the error that I'm trying to fix in my life now, in that I didn't see more of his profile to see that he's married to a beautiful woman. And I see that they're in Miami. So I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I'll friend him anyway. Because, my 2 things, about Miami. One, it's not far from Tampa. I've already met a friend there before. Got a quick flight. And then we drove back here. And the other thing about Miami is that it's Miami. guys in Miami aren't just straight. And when you're a good-looking couple like that, I'm sure there's a few pineapple decorations around the house, which means that they're swingers.
I
And
see symbols everywhere.
I was given a pineapple decoration from my neighbors when I moved here, and I don't know what this guy's saying in the chat. And we only have this banner for the past hour and a half that's been floating across the screen saying to call us. I don't get this.
You mean our former con
Angry
member?
Bangina?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like he's kind of sort of on our side with a lot of this, and then sometimes it doesn't. I don't know.
I'm not sure his head's
This
screwed up. Yeah.
this Brandon Messina,
Yeah.
he's, and this is something. This is why, Brandon, if you are one of the folks watching on the social media right now, or if you tuned into Yerg's radio, you do need to listen, because you would have learned what I've been saying for more than a year now, ever since Danny Boy got fired. You can be a conservative. You can be a Republican and not be an asshole. Your team is young, to use a sports reference, in 2016 and 2020 and again now. Your team is young. You're not going to make the playoffs. Throw the season away. Let's learn, develop the team, come back next year. In this case, 2028. When you have a better team, maybe you will have made some trades, or there will be some retirements, and the Republican Party can be respectful again.
Respectful and respected.
Yeah. Come back in 2026 in the midterm with some intelligent candidates. Mm-hmm. But no, we're going to dig our heels in and follow stupidity and accuse others of being the same way. No, I didn't dig my heels in when the majority of the other side, not even Democratic Party, said Joe Biden had to go. I didn't think he did. Mm-hmm. The numbers that were being reflected at the time, one, I don't think were accurate. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But the other thing was, he was close. And in some cases, statistically tied, which means within the margin of error, you could have that election and it would be just the opposite of what your polls were saying. Like that red tidal wave that was coming in 2022, that was a pink splash on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Those polls weren't accurate.
Right.
Plenty of other senatorial polls weren't accurate when a bunch of Democratic candidates were supposed to either lose or only had a slim margin and won by, in some cases, double digits. So you said about you don't understand how 46% of the country can support this guy. And what I was getting to earlier, I don't think they do. I don't think the number's that high.
Well, the bigger issue, the bigger concern, or at least an equal concern, is the threat of not certifying the elections.
Yeah.
That there are people in place who are going to buck it up.
Yeah. Yeah, for as much as I gained respect for people like Brad Roethlisberger in Georgia,
mm-hmm.
Now he's actually actively helping to create regulations and law that is disenfranchising a bunch of legitimate voters. Mm. And Texas is the same way. Mm-hmm. But to get that 46%, I don't think that's the actual result. these pollsters know how to conduct a poll. And as such, they know how to conduct a poll to get a certain answer.
Right. Well, like you say, they want to remain relevant.
Yeah.
And and it reminds me of all the media people who were busting Kamala for not having sit down interviews with some of the major interviewers and pundits and so forth. They were feeling, poor babies, they were feeling neglected. And so they had to get they had to get on her case and say, well, why haven't you been on my show? That's going to drive up viewership. And yet she was doing, as they say, what people wanted her to do, is get in front of real people, as opposed to, getting in front of interviewers and then having all sorts of people pick apart, out of context, certain things that are said.
That's Blake.
What?
Yeah, Blake from my Friday show, the homeless conservative. To his credit, he's not a Trump supporter, hence the name homeless conservative. But he's, even this past Friday, he said, she still doesn't have a platform on her website. Okay. She's busy.
Been a little busy.
Busy telling that platform to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the same way as those media people were. She hasn't given an interview yet. I'm like, did you notice that? Or is that all of your talking points?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she is giving interviews to real media, accurate media, the people who are also going to be pulling that switch.
Exactly. And those
are
the
people.
people.
Pencil hole.
Absolutely. Yep. So
I think what happens is how they get this 46% was, and I'll take Tampa as a example. Hillsborough County, where Tampa is, and next door Pinellas County, where Clearwater and St. Pete are by and large liberal. The surrounding counties, Pasco, Polk, Manatee, are all conservative. And so the pollsters will take likely voters. Oh, these are people who are actually going to vote. This must be a good poll. Or registered voters, people who can vote but don't know if they're going to, and survey them accordingly. But when they know that they're taking X number from Hillsborough and Pinellas and X number from Pasco, Polk, and Manatee, they know it's going to get skewed, which is what they want. So here's why I don't think it's going to be as close. When I first came here in 2020 to start looking around, then I was looking for a hotel to buy. I saw Trump, DeSantis, keep Florida free, which is by now a communist country, a fascist country under DeSantis. He actually has to put "Welcome to the Free State" on the signs on the highway to try to convince people we're actually free here.
Oh, still banning books?
Oh, books. You can't even light up a bridge in rainbow colors during Pride Month. But there were signs like that all over the state. DeSantis, keep Florida free. Trump, Pence, 2020, all that. And like Phil said, when he was with us on Both Sides Now, you've seen a lot of people in the Trump train and you've seen people get off, but you don't see them getting back on. I don't see a fraction of the signs that I saw 4 years ago. When I say that I saw signs, I'm not talking about like the 18 by 24 inch sign in your front yard. I'm talking about the 8 by 12 feet sign on the side of a building or in a parking lot or in a farmer's field on the side of a highway. They were all over the place.
Over the place.
I can't find one that is that big from this election cycle. And the yard signs that I found are either much smaller, which means Trump doesn't have the money to print the big ones, or the one that I found I actually had to laugh at because it was only half a sign. It was from Trump Pence, but the guy cut the bottom off, so it just said Trump. Well, to get a sign like that, you just don't check a box and one comes to you, or you get them, free at the drugstore. You have to donate money to get that sign.
Mm-hmm.
This guy wasn't donating the money to get a new sign that had Vance on it, which, by the way, is only changing 2 letters from Pence to Vance.
Right. Maybe that's why he was chosen.
Yeah. Yeah. And still.
Maybe Trump was going to get a discount because there were only 2 letters that were changed on all the signs that he was having created.
Yeah. But not only that, so there's the signage that's on the highway, which should be an obvious indicator. There's also the social media. When I see Trump make a post, his social media is trolled endlessly by Kamala Harris supporters.
Is that right?
And all the other guys, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, all the talking heads, that Bongino, they all get pro Harris trolls, filling up the comment section of the social media post.
Oh, that's great.
I rarely see the opposite. I do, but not close to the number of what the Trump people are getting. And then lastly, just look at what people are saying. In 2016, you didn't have 40 out of 44 Trump cabinet members, to include his own vice president, who refused to endorse him.
Right.
You didn't have the entire Joint Chiefs of Staff refusing to endorse him and calling him a wannabe dictator.
Okay, so from your research of the people who connected with you when you put the shout out to please, I want to understand what the attraction is, and they wouldn't print their real names or whatever, they wouldn't give you their real names or whatever. What did you learn? Did they
Nothing, because I never got to talk to him.
Oh.
English prof at Comcast would just email me and say, yeah, I'm interested. What do you want to know?
Well, that's as far as it went?
Yeah, because they don't want to give their name.
Because you said, if you want to talk, I need to have your name.
I just Jane.
Yeah.
Jane in Boyertown. So I can put an identity to it.
Yeah.
Not your face, not any part of your email address. Just so my listeners and viewers can hear about Jane in Boyertown.
Who's a real person.
If you're so positive, if you're such a big Trumper.
Okay, so given all your research, what do you intuit to be? And maybe you've talked about this endlessly and you don't want to talk about it anymore.
No.
But what do
it needs to be talked about.
What do you intuit to be the attraction?
I don't think it is.
But why are people supporting
him? A lot of
him?
people are digging their heels in for one of 2 reasons. they do seriously still believe, because all they get is Fox News.
Okay, so they seriously
Who,
do
by the
believe what?
way, also talks crap about Trump.
So what is it that they believe that they're hanging on to?
Well,
Because
that's
they
the
listen to
thing.
Fox News. That the
When
economy was better under Trump, that there is no climate crisis, that
he's watching.
Democrats are killing babies. What?
Brandon's watching.
Oh, is he?
So
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Brandon. I'm so sorry for you.
yeah,
I mean, you're in
thank
a
God you're good
dialogue.
looking, dude.
And you're in a
Thank God you got a
dialogue with
hot wife.
well, you're in a dialogue with Yergs, and there's no way
Yeah,
you're going to get out
you're
of
not going to
this
realize
with
it, and
any
that's to
credibility.
answer your question. By the way, that's it. Either they're so stupid, like I originally said, or they're so smart,
Yeah,
like both my brothers.
those are the people that worry me. Yeah, because
And
they're
it's an
just going to
ego.
they're just
They
going to
can't
use him.
admit
Yeah,
that they've been hoodwinked by a professional fraudster.
Brandon,
The
did you
guy
hear
lied
that?
for the past 78 years. That's all he does. I don't get it.
I don't either. Yeah.
Oh, I have 13 cats.
What?
Remember the cat lady comment?
Yes.
I have 13 cats.
Oh.
Who listens to AM radio? Actually, conservatives out the ass listen on AM radio. Maybe if you would do as I tell you and do your homework, you would learn that. But apparently, he's sorry about my haircut. That's just on the channel you got right now. He says, tell all 7 listeners. I'm like, do you have any idea how many people are listening in Atlanta to you right now? Brandon Messina, don't go to Atlanta. You're not going to have a good time. And by the way, I'm looking to buy 3 stations in Miami.
Whoa, in Miami.
Where this guy is.
What? Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
So
you missed it.
What are we doing here?
And we're from LA. Recently moved out of that crap hole because of the clowns you vote for. I was over the crap smells, homelessness, because Miami doesn't have homelessness and crime.
Right.
Oh, I just want to hug him. He needs a hug.
And how do you think he would feel about that?
He'd get a boner.
You're bad. We're not going. We are not going in that direction. Just FYI.
I probably would. I mean, I'm still going to admit he's a good-looking guy, but just not as bright as I am.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So anyway, go ahead.
What? Again, here's another one. Just like Kubla Khan or whatever his name was, former Khan member. Why call? Well, because there's a phone number on your screen. Oh, am I the only one here with a brain?
Maybe so. Well, I don't know if our Khan member. I can't.
I haven't been reading what he's been.
I'm not sure he's all connected.
Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. He says intelligent stuff like this. Oh, hold on. What up?
See what I sent you, bud?
No, I've been on the air. Oh, you got your money? The kid got his financial aid. He's going to go spending. Yeah, Bongino. Oh, And that's what pisses me off when this guy like Brandon admits this is his source. I'm like, dude, the guy was fired from Fox News for lying. And rumor is it's also why he left the Secret Service, not because he got a job at Fox News. It is just a rumor. I've got nothing to support it, so I'll leave it there. However, all the rumors about me, I either were able to prove are true, like I'm gay, or I was able to disprove.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Boy can't do that. His famous one when he first got to Fox was right around the same time of the Columbia debacle with the prostitutes.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so he gets on conservative, Bible-loving Fox News and just mother F's all of them. Oh, this was bad. They shouldn't be part of the Secret Service. Yada, yada, yada. Finds out that one of the agents in Colombia was his brother.
Oh.
That was an interesting Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And of course, he comes back on Fox and says, you know, they're all a bunch of really good guys. Some of them just made a bad mistake. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no. You got to backpedal to keep peace at home. Mommy told you so. Speaking of Mommy's basement.
Speaking of Mommy's basement. Listen, buddy, we're coming up on the end of our hour, and I've got to run.
Same here.
So
that one of the other
final thoughts.
That, and also when you say I'm Jane Stahl and I'm Jurg,
right?
One of the other shows that I see on YouTube does that. There's two of them, and the lead guy says, "I'm so and so." His partner, because it rotates between a bunch of different attorneys, and the one says, "And I'm so and so," goes back to the first guy, and you're watching blah 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 whatever. So instead of us both trying to do the third part,
let's do it.
Just you take it away. You're perfectly capable of remembering what show we're on today. So I think you can handle it.
So, listeners, join us. We're interested in your opinions. Would be nice to have your name to attach to it, as Jurg's has been saying here over the last hour.
Whatever the hell it is every month for a vanity phone number. You guys text.
Yeah.
Knuckleheads.
We'd love to hear from you. And of course, challenge your opinions. Ask for your
Brandon.
Ask for your references.
Show us what a clown we are.
Exactly. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong.
We do have a caller of sorts.
Okay.
Hey, bestie.
Okay. So I'm going to sign off now.
There she is.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Marcella. How are you?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Good. I'm just about ready to sign off and give you to Jurg's. So I'm Jane Stahl.
Right. And I'm Jurg's.
And this has been Both Sides Now. Catch you next week.
All yours. See you, dear. Have a great week.
Bye-bye now.
This is Luna's portion of the house.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
You've been in there before. I remember that.
This is my living room. This is her bookshelf.
Is that the microphone I sent you?
No, I can't get it to work on this laptop. And I don't know what the heck is going on with these lights.
Yeah, bright. Yeah.
I look, and I don't know how to dim it. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I'm just going to turn it off.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
this is the one Julie sent me. Yours, I'm having challenges with yours. So I'm going to have to get a professional in here to set it up for me. Yes, this is her corner where she does her work, art, crystals, DVDs, because we're still old fashioned like that.
Oh, I think we already did. We lose? Yep. I guess there it is. Uh, there it is. Yeah, 90, we lost Atlanta. We're done in Atlanta.
We
See
lost
them tomorrow.
Atlanta. That's okay. I came on to say hi. I was actually in a meeting for Creative Con.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's it going? You know, I've got money for the business. I need to just get my ticket and whatever, and so I have it.
I've got my ticket.
Good. Yeah.
But it was suggested to me that since you're going to be there as well, that we run an hour show on Saturday night.
Yeah. So I'm probably it's Friday. It's Friday to Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably do Thursday's show. Maybe let the guys do. I don't know.
Don't be a control freak. Let the guys do
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Let Friday's show with them, but I'll just have to have somebody here maybe to connect them to 1490 and
I
to.
think we should figure out how to do this from your phone, and we just go live on our phones together.
Well, that too. And the new system has that. The one that it's the system I had to get into so I could go live to these terrestrial stations. And now so far only one of them uses that. But there is a phone connection that I can use to do everything from the phone.
Let's do
Yeah,
it then. Let's do
we
it.
will. But yeah, I could do a special thing on Saturday.
Who is this?
Oh, is this the same one that's been? Yeah, he's
I
been
don't know.
chirping in for the past hour. I got to scrub.
Former con member.
The law is a control freak.
As in the
Well,
Wrath of Khan?
I used to be the law, so watch what you say. Daddy's here. But yeah, you missed it. We had I had some hate mail through Facebook.
Lack of candor is a control freak. Oh, he's a character.
Who are these people?
I don't know. That's
Uh,
okay. So I am in charge of the evening events at Creative Con, and I have a lineup of fun things, but I have about an hour slot where we could go live and talk about. We should be recording some of the things happening there and then go live. And then you can find someone to edit it all into a nice video of Creative Con, Yergs and Mars at Creative Con.
Yeah.
The Psycho and the Psychic.
Yeah. Yep. What time are you thinking for us?
So we're creative. The events end at 5, and we're looking to start the evening events at 7. So I'm thinking maybe not even an hour, maybe a half an hour, because I'm going to be doing tarot. I also have to head up. I have to find a DJ to do karaoke. So someone who's going to donate their services for the evening and then hand out their business cards, obviously. And I'm going to be, I'm organizing the whole thing. So it's not frosted.
Saturday might be tough.
It's natural.
Saturday might be tough to find a DJ who can do it pro bono, just because that's a big night for DJs.
It's in February.
Yeah. He worked for the process. He likes your frosted hair.
It's not frosted. It's natural.
Yeah.
This is all natural. See, that's growing in.
Just flip them and say, they're real.
So it looks good. We're gonna have a lot of fun things. Maybe even an escape room.
Wow. There's one about a mile and a half from here. I've never been to it yet, but
we should do our talk maybe sometime in the morning to just introduce it. Maybe not go live. Maybe we should just record it and then put it all together.
Yeah. But what time would you think that would be that if we were to go live?
7:00.
Okay.
Half an hour, because I've also got my tarot readings to do. And we have a lot of stuff we're hoping for. So anybody who is in the Chicago area who sees this, if you know of any DJs who just want to promote themselves, let me know. Yeah, let me know.
I'm getting another message from this Brandon guy.
What's he saying?
I don't know. He's sending me like screenshots
Of what?
It's my texts to him. He posts stuff on his whatever it is, the thing that's at the top of your Facebook that everybody sees whether they like it or not. And this asshack, does all this pro Trump stuff. Sorry, I know you're not a political, but he does all this pro Trump stuff, and I'm like, dude, it's wrong.
Serenity, as in Firefly?
I don't know. Jane and I
I'm
have been
asking him, is it Serenity as in Firefly? Because I've seen all of it.
I have no idea what he's talking about. But this Brandon guy, he thinks I'm stalking him. No, dude, your stuff keeps appearing on my wall. And I don't just let some know-it-all douchebag that doesn't know what he's talking about
So I've
say
seen
stuff
all of
like you do without being
Firefly.
addressed.
I know Joss Whedon very well. I know all of the movie. Yes, I've seen the movie many times. I own a copy of it back here somewhere. I don't know. It's on the shelf.
But and it's all legitimate claims. I said, like, those who claim to back the blue, then turn around and call the January 6th traitors hostages and political prisoners. No, that's what they are. I know. We got to go anyway. I got to wrap up.
I only came to say hi, so
I know.
I'm going to be away Wednesday through Friday.
Okay.
I'm going to Montauk.
Oh, that's coming up. Nice.
Yeah, so I'll be gone Wednesday morning through Friday afternoon. So hopefully I can touch base with you and we can regroup for next week.
There we go. Yep.
Thank you.
Go to marcella.com, MarCella.com. My buddy Andy is still raving about you.
He's such a nice guy.
He is. Yeah.
He's very nice. And he's been recommending me. I so appreciate I appreciate the post.
Yeah.
And the shout outs in general and the word of mouth. This guy is challenging my trivia of Firefly. We can't get into that today, buddy. Come back another time because I have to go and Jurgs has to
They're up
go.
at marcella.com.
Yeah.
Pay for a reading. This is what she does.
He says, love you.
You will not regret
this
it.
guy?
This
Zach, is that you?
That I'm having right now.
What?
What's this guy's name? Brandon. Are you listening? This financial success that I'm having right now, this lady right here said would happen 9 months ago, 10 months ago, 11 months ago.
November.
No, 10 months ago. Yeah, it was December, wasn't it?
December, November, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
quite a year ago. And now I'm starting to own Florida like I own you, Brandon.
Good. I'll come back next week. Maybe you can pay me.
Yeah, but we're getting there. We've been like this. Oh, don't get me started. Already went
Great.
on
I need a mixer. I need a soundboard for recording music. So just hint.
Okay.
Since I am,
maybe that'll be your first paycheck, is you'll get more equipment in the mail. I've got a candle coming to you, by the way, from, let me see.
What does it smell like?
Here. I don't know. But one of our sponsors, aromabypeter.com, sent us candles.
Mal what?
I'm stopped paying attention to that guy.
Oh, he's talking about the guy from
Leather?
Firefly. Mal?
Oh. For me, MAL stands for Mid-Atlantic Leather. It's a big fetish thing.
No, is that what he's talking about? I don't know. I
don't know.
I can't keep track. Plus, Mal was a nickname of mine in high school.
Yeah. You'll be getting
only one
within
person
the
called
next
me
week or so.
I hope it smells good.
I'll text you the 3 different scents. Jane's going to get one. You're going to get one, and I'm going to send the third to my mom.
Nice.
because I got one here.
How
So
is Mama Yergs?
good. We're pissed at my brothers because none of them call me back because they side with Brandon and politics. So
I
don't
have
get
lots of siblings I don't talk to, Ross. It's no big deal. I
yeah.
mean, this
I'm
is why we
fine.
have chosen family. I'd rather have you as my brother than some of the people I'm actually related to.
Yeah. Likewise, sis. All right, we got to get going.
Yes. See
All right, my dear.
you. I'll talk to you later.
Marcello.com. Go there. Worth every penny. This lady knows what she's talking about.
I do.
Let's see. Where's the? There we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right, dear. I will see you in
See
a
you
week.
later.
Have a great time in
Yep.
Montauk.
Yep.
Good spot. All right. Be
I'll
safe.
talk to you later. Bye.
All right, everybody. That's it. We got to say goodbye to Brandon. I know. Yeah, there's a waste. Thank God he's cute. But that's it, gang. We were over, so we've already lost. God, I got to piss, and I need a sandwich. 99.1, that's who we lost. WDJY. We cut off right at 1 every Monday, so we'll see them tomorrow. And everybody else, America One Radio, the UG over in London. Brandon, are you listening? You know, Danny Boy ain't the only game in town. Some of us are actually accurate with the things we say. All right, that's it. You've been up the middle. You've been on both sides now. This is the Mastiff Media Network. We'll see you again tomorrow.